At first, I wasn't planning on driving the boat. I was like, my friend Lane was driving it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I felt bad. She's been driving for the last 45 minutes, close to an hour. She's not driving it good.
It's a weird responsibility.
I don't want to say she's not driving it good, because just in case she listens to this podcast. She was driving it fine, but she was, it's hard to, have you ever driven a boat before?
No.
It's hard to drive a boat, especially one that's going, the max it goes is 5 miles per hour.
Right.
So you're really going with the waves mostly, you know? Right. But our boat kept going like that.
Yeah.
And so the whole time I was kind of like, and then she obviously wanted to have fun. So she's like, no, I would look over like, oh, hey, be careful. We might hit this boat. I look back at her and she's like taking a picture, trying to take a shot. And I'm like, all right, bro, you're always trying to have a good time. So I was like, you know what? I'm only one beer in at this point.
Right.
Let me drive the boat.
Yeah.
So I did it. Smooth. Your boy.
I'm the captain now.
Sneak. Dead ass, I had to keep doing that because the fucking boat kept going. But anyways, I did a good job. Shout out to me. All right, I'm ready, sir.
Just wanted to brag a little bit.
Yeah, I had to
flex a little bit. All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Media Mixtape Podcast, where we talk about movies, music, and sports. This is your sports episode of the week. Yes, clap it up. Your sports episode of the week. It's me, your boy Josh G. Sitting right next to me is my brother from the same mother, Obi Jack, a.k.a. Jacob.
What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. NFL season is incoming. Is en route.
Yeah, man, it feels like not even real, to be honest. And obviously, nothing real has really happened yet. It's a lot of preseason, a lot of third stringers and stuff. And a lot of guys fighting for roster spots, which is fun to see. But we are here. Preseason has started. We're about to have our fantasy draft just a couple weeks away. Just super excited. I mean, this is just the best time of year, man.
It's just the best time.
It's the best sport.
NFL season, basketball's going to start.
It's the best sport to watch. It's so
Thanksgiving,
fun.
Christmas. It's just the best time of year, bro.
Every Sunday, there's something to look forward to.
So fucking hype.
This year, I'm gonna put some type of effort into making my Saturdays somewhat about college football. Yeah. To some extent, I want to, but it's tough, man. It's tough because it's also for me, it always goes to like the relationship thing. You know, like you can't steal Saturday from your girl and Sunday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one,
and I'm picking the NFL.
Especially for football season, it's like
they both run
Sunday,
alongside
Monday,
each other.
Thursday. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Some Mondays it's like, it's cool. But it's hard to be like.
It's tough, man.
Entire weekend dedicated to sports.
Exactly. It's really tough. So, but I'm going to try to put some effort into my days when I'm not really going out and stuff.
Yeah.
Watch some college football. We'll see. But excited. Super excited to get into the NFL season. Obviously, a lot going on in the NFL. Not really too many crazy stories, obviously, because, again, there's not that much to discuss. A lot of fan bases, I think, are freaking out. Really talking about their teams and stuff not performing well in the preseason, especially our Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys fans can be kind of crazy, but also they kind of look like shit. So kind of sad. Yeah. But it is what it is. It's a fun time right now. So let's get into it. Before we get into the NFL stuff, and as you guys saw last week, and you could tell by the title this week, last week we covered AFC teams and our record predictions. So if you missed that episode and you are an AFC team fan, obviously go over there, check out where we have your team. If you're a Tennessee Titans fan, spoiler alert, you're not going to like it. But aside from that, I think we had a pretty good record prediction for the most part. I kind of agreed with most of our records. Yeah. We went through the whole thing. Everything's pretty accurate we went through a simulator and everything. So those records proven to be accurate. If we say one team wins, it's like that for across the board. So super excited to go into NFC teams this week and talk about their records and our record predictions for the NFC teams. But first, NBA news. And I do have a couple of stories, surprisingly. I know not much is going on in the NBA. But one interesting story that came to light in the last couple of weeks, in a meeting with Nets owner Joe Tsai, Kevin Durant reiterated his trade request and informed Tsai that Tsai needs to choose between Durant or the pairing of general manager Sean Marks and coach Steve Nash. So this is one of those things where I've heard this rumor about Kevin Durant saying this, and I didn't believe it necessarily. It's kind of one of those, it's just a rumor. Usually you see no offense to them because they
what
post
source is this?
Yeah, no offense to them. They post some good news, but NBA Central will post something like this, or the Legion Hoops will post something like this. And those are good pages that post a lot of NBA news, but they'll say something where it's not necessarily confirmed.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have a 100% hit rate with their source.
100%. But this is straight from Shams Charania, and so there is some validity to the story of Kevin Durant going to their he went to the owner
Yep.
Of the New York the Brooklyn Nets and told them straight out that you got to choose. I want to be traded. If you want to keep me somehow, you got to get rid of Steve Nash and you got to get rid of the general manager Sean Marks. So, what do you think about Kevin Durant's comments? How are you feeling about the state of that whole situation?
This is what I would do if I was Joe Tsai. I said this the other day. I'm telling both Kyrie and Kevin Durant, I really don't give a damn.
Yeah.
What you want.
Yeah, honestly.
Kevin, I have you for 3 more seasons.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're a Brooklyn Net for 3 more seasons.
And if you don't want to play, which, by the way, Kevin Durant itches to play basketball at every second of every day, it seems like. Loves the game. If you really want to fight this and sit out, go for it.
Fine. Go ahead.
You are getting fined.
Right.
You're not getting your contract.
Yeah.
You're not getting exactly what you paid for because in your contract, you have to play to pay.
Right.
Play to get paid. Yeah, I should say. Yeah.
And so, I would say, Kyrie, I don't give a damn what you feel. Kevin Durant, I don't give a damn what you feel. Kevin Durant, I have you for 3 more seasons. Kyrie, I have you for 1.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're a Brooklyn Net for next season.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, you're a Brooklyn Net for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So either you stay home and don't play, but you'll get fined, you'll miss money, all that stuff. That's fine. But I'm fucking putting my foot down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just for the Nets, but for the owners of the NBA.
Yeah, man, for sure.
This is getting fucking insane.
Ridiculous. And I have a story that's going to connect to this later about players having this power in the NBA now. We'll talk about that next. But, yeah, with this situation for me, and I talked about this before in the past about the NBA in general, personally, man, I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, I'm just straight up. Like, no disrespect to Kevin Durant, no disrespect to Kyrie Irving, no disrespect to James Harden, who's now removed himself from that situation, now in Philadelphia. But this whole mix of these 3 guys coming together and forcing their way together, and obviously Kyrie and KD just signed there.
Right.
But then, like, getting the coach and not liking him now, it's just a whole mess of a situation where it's like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, this is getting kind of tired. This is getting old. Can we just play basketball? Like, you guys are supposed to be this powerhouse, and you guys haven't even played 50 games together. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if I'm correct on that. Like, I believe they've played less than 50 games together.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
more. Maybe more. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I'll say that's around the range that they've played at. You know, so. It's annoying. It's like you guys are already done with the situation when you haven't even given the situation a chance. Why did you even sign together? Honestly,
right.
Well, what was the point? What was the point of all this? And I don't know if they handpicked the coach. Doesn't seem like it. By the way, they both seem to not like Steve Nash. But also, it's like for me, I'm like, Steve Nash is an NBA legend, so I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt of like I don't know if he's that bad of a coach, and maybe he is, but
he is bad, but.
How can we know that? How can we know that? Really, KD doesn't play. He was hurt when he finally did start playing. He was balling, but then Kyrie was taking off days. Harden was fat.
You know his rotations. You can see that.
Sure, I don't watch enough Brooklyn Nets games to say that.
I watched them a lot in the playoffs, and there was
moves he just made that were questionable.
Game after game where I'm like, Steve Nash, why is Blake Griffin, who hasn't played in fucking months, in at this crucial moment? You're down by like 6.
Yeah.
You put in Blake Griffin, who fucking is not conditioned at all for fucking basketball.
Yeah.
And he gave him good minutes, but he was gassed after fucking like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that where you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sure part of it too is Steve Nash understanding as a superstar, which is why you want his perspective of, hey, if I'm a superstar, I want to play, whether I'm in shape or not. Like I want to play,
which is fine.
And you want to give your players the benefit of the doubt. You know,
it was a game where it was a playoff game, crucial moment.
How crucial of a moment? They got swept. You know what I mean? So like,
I mean, the games were close. It's not like they got blown out every game. They got blown out the last game, but the rest of the games were close. And it's like, he hadn't played him all game. I can understand going, all right, Blake, you're not maybe not starting, but like you're gonna come off the bench.
Minutes here and there.
In the fourth quarter, and he hasn't fucking played. Like, what is this move?
I remember that happened, but I don't remember specifically what was going down. I remember again being annoyed with the Brooklyn Nets situation. I didn't want to watch them play. Honestly, I expect them to lose. Well, I expected them to lose, and they lost. And they got swept, and I was like, I'm not even gonna watch a second of that series because I fully expected this roster is going to be different the next season. So who even cares about this Brooklyn Nets team? They're going to get swept. They're going to lose. Who gives a fuck? I'm not even going to evaluate their playoff run, honestly, because it's irrelevant to the rest of the NBA. So I've just been sick and tired of it. And I'm not trying to sit here and say KD is wrong, Kyrie's wrong, whatever. I don't care who's wrong. It's just like, shut up. Just like, I'm not even trying to say like, just play basketball and don't say anything. It's not even that. It's just like, can we just play ball and then this could be behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? I don't like the reports of talking about, well, this guy's not happy. And it's like, just figure it out. And if KD gets traded, then I'll figure that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for the report of him saying reportedly it's me or these guys, it's like, all right, like you're forcing.
Well, it came out as a fact. It came out as, yeah.
And you're not now.
Joe Tsai tweeted something like, yo, our staff has our full support.
Yeah.
Like,
and so now KD, it's like, I don't want to disrespect you and say just play ball, but it's also like this isn't a situation where like, well, I'm a star and I can say what I want and this is what I want. Sure. But at the same time, you're now possibly ruining these guys' careers.
Right.
Like Steve Nash may never coach again, or at least not a head coach anytime soon if you literally come out and say, I hate him so much, I want him fired.
Right.
And I think this is where that conversation goes. You might have heard a firework outside or something. This is where that conversation goes into like players having too much power, I think it's phenomenal that players have gotten power in the NBA. I think it's important for players to have some sort of power. But former 9-year veteran NBA player Brandon Jennings took to Twitter. He started talking about this situation, and he tweeted quite a few tweets. So I'll read off a couple of them. He says, it's only a couple guys in the NBA that love the game. Outside the NBA, kids make so much money now. You think they care? If I'm a fan of the game of basketball, why would I go pay to watch players that can decide whenever they want to play? For whoever made this a players' league was the stupidest thing ever for the game of basketball. Sorry if he's not really being grammatically correct. He's just kind of obviously ranting on Twitter. NBA got to change its rules. Someone quote tweeted to Brandon Jennings, said, was it David Stern, ? And in response to his saying, whoever made the league a players thing was stupid. It was bad for the game. Brandon Jennings said, I feel like it was CP, LeBron, and them speaking on players, this and that. And my thing is, get the money. I understand that. But the passion for the game is lost. Kids don't even watch games anymore. They just go to highlights on Twitter and Instagram. Someone responded saying, so what do you suggest? Solutions. And Brandon Jennings says, you have to put something in everyone's contract to where you have to average this or play so many games, have to do this to get that money. They just did it to Zion. Listen to the NBA. It's on its way like the NFL. So he did backtrack to an extent on this. Now, he basically still sticks with what he said, but he did also quote tweet his tweets and say, Bron and CP earned that, but it's not for everybody is what I'm saying. Certain players can do certain stuff, but everyone can't be comfortable trying to get that off. It's still a business and system to respect. So I think ultimately what Brandon Jennings is trying to say is that the NBA being very player-oriented to where we now know certain players don't want certain things, like you said, KD saying he doesn't like the coach, he doesn't like the GM, whatever, or Kyrie taking personal days, or James Harden forcing his way to Brooklyn, or I don't want to pick on the Nets specifically, but
I mean, they're the most recent examples.
The most recent example for sure. Right. But simple things like younger guys, Ben Simmons, again the Nets, but Ben Simmons, right. Not wanting to play in Philadelphia. That was a Philadelphia thing. They want to play in Philadelphia until he was traded and forced his way out of that situation. And it's like little things like this, they just keep piling up. And I had talked about this before. Like, I'm just tired of it. And as an NBA fan who loves the game of basketball, like, I played basketball. I want to coach basketball. I've loved the game since I was a kid. I have almost refused to watch NBA games recently, like, just because I just don't like it anymore. Like, it's not fun to me. Like, why am I going to watch Houston versus Washington or whatever? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Honestly, I used to like the game of basketball enough to where I could watch that game. But at this point, I'm like, I don't know, this guy might get traded. Bradley Beal is going to do this. And, whatever. Like, these teams are, like, just not really competitive anymore. There's not even care to watch anymore. Like, Jalen Green's a good young player, but it's like, I don't even care to watch this guy anymore because 2 to 3 years from now, he might sign a big contract somewhere else or request a trade from Houston because they're so bad.
Right.
So it's like, why am I even watching these bad teams? You know what I mean? They're just going to stack together with stars later on in the future anyways. Right. Versus back in the day, I guess Bradley Beal was a bad example because he stayed there forever. But, back in the day, it used to be like, oh, cool, like I'm going to go watch, this team because they got this star. The Denver Nuggets got Carmelo Anthony, and I could always watch a Laker game because Kobe's going to be playing in the Lakers. And oh shit, Paul Pierce is on the Celtics, so I'm going to watch him go up against fucking
LeBron,
LeBron in Cleveland or whatever, or LaMarcus Aldridge versus Tim Duncan in San Antonio and Portland. Like I'm watching these things because these stars are like balling for their squads and they're like fighting, and there's always a chance for this AC to. But nowadays it feels like Who gives a fuck who the 8 seed is, the 6 seed is, 7 seed is? Right. They're gonna lose.
It's really about the top 5.
And that happens. That happens, right?
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, there's that seed for a reason.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even feel like it matters anymore. Like even to the players.
Yeah.
Like I could be middle of the season January, and I'm like, why am I watching this game between good players? Like it'll be like Giannis versus KD, but Kyrie's out.
Right.
And this guy's hurt or whatever, which is fine. That makes sense. That happens, but. It's just like so many guys missing games and stuff.
It feels like a lot of it's like, well, it starts when we get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have just changed their attitude to that. And now, there are some ballers, don't get me wrong, Giannis, John Morant.
Some young guys that are
Trae Young.
definitely bringing some fire back to the league. But
but I feel like it's like a new era bringing that back. I love the Golden State Warriors. I actually like the Warriors. I'm not a Warriors fan, but I like Steph and all them guys. But sometimes, let's be real, like sometimes, they don't look like they want to be out there all the time. You know what I mean? Which is fine. They're so good. That makes sense. That happens. You know what I mean? But a team, certain teams like waiting for the playoffs. It just kind of is sad now. To see.
I
not being
agree.
interested to play the game anymore.
I agree. I mean, I don't watch basketball as much as I used to, for sure. I honestly barely watch Laker games now.
Yeah.
It's just...
But also with the Lakers thing, it's like, don't get me wrong. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to AD. I'm a Lakers fan. But I was begging them to keep some of the young guys because I like when the Lakers back in the day found Jordan Farmar. They found Shannon Brown. And drafted Luke Walton, if I'm not mistaken. And, they found these guys and kept them. And you're able to, I remember growing up seeing my team pretty much have the same players for at least 4 years.
Yeah, 4 to 5 years.
And
alternate like a few pieces here and there, but for the most part, it was
the core is the same.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It's fun that way because you draw that attention. Like, think about any sport, like baseball, for example. Some guys switch teams in here and there, but.
Is that a nostalgia thing? Is that, because if you think about it, right, you think about those teams that you're talking about.
Yeah.
One of them was with Kobe and Pau Gasol, 2 superstars.
Yeah.
The other one was Shaq and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
So it's easy to go, we'll run it back. We have 2 of the best players in the NBA.
But is it easy? Because, even the Lakers, right? They had LeBron and AD. Then they fucking let go of Danny Green. They traded Kyle Kuzma. They traded KCP.
Right.
What the fuck are we doing? You let go of JaVale McGee. You let go of Dwight Howard. You moved on from the whole roster.
Yeah.
And, maybe that is LeBron a little bit. Maybe that is Chris Paul a little bit. The Suns are doing an okay job kind of building that squad, but then now it feels like this mentality about the Suns is like people are going, no, they're done. Mm-hmm. Trade for KD.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Why?
Yeah, there's no patience anymore.
Why trade for KD? You just went to the finals 2 seasons ago?
Yeah. Or else it's like, there are fans out there that go, I don't want to fucking, like Boston fans, I don't want to trade for KD. I like Jaylen Brown. I'm not trading Jaylen Brown for KD. And I go, well, yeah, I agree.
Yes, but then some people, or most people actually on Twitter will go, no,
KD's obviously better, so why would you trade for him?
And
it's like, you're going to gut the team.
Yeah.
For a guy who's pretty good, and I've said this before, and I'll fucking say it over and over again, Kevin Durant has never and will never be the best player in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stick by that. People are going to say, well, it was him after LeBron, da-da-da.
He's never really been able to prove it.
Yeah.
And
now it's Giannis, bro. I'm sorry. Now it's Giannis.
And I think
it was LeBron, and now it's Giannis.
I think KD had opportunities, but he kind of ruined them for himself by going to the Warriors.
Going to the Warriors, and
because at that point, that was probably his time to be the best in the NBA.
His Nets tenure right now is just proving it more and more that you weren't that guy.
You can't even be a 7 seed, bro.
Yeah,
you were barely a 7 seed on the Nets. Yeah, so it's rough. It's just hard to watch and. Jake said it right. Maybe there's some nostalgia to it, but I miss the NBA seeing the familiar face on that roster. Right. Again, you still have Jokic staying in Denver. You still have the Bradley Beals in Washington. You still have the Jason Tatum's. He's going to be in Boston for a while, and John Morant's going to be in Memphis for a while. But Embiid in Philly. So there's a lot of guys who stay where they're at. But it just feels like
the
generally
roster turnover. Yeah, roster turnover. Because even in those places like Philadelphia, they've had crazy roster turnover. Miami's had crazy roster turnover. A lot of those teams, there's Jimmy Butler's a superstar, but Miami's had a lot of fucking different rotations in the past couple seasons.
Yeah.
Trying to get to a championship contender, right?
Yeah.
The only one that maybe hasn't had that many is Milwaukee, and they won a championship. So maybe that goes to your point of like, yeah, they fucking stuck together until they broke the wall. You know,
it was rough, and at some point I was saying like maybe you fire the coach. I think at one point on this podcast I even said like even if you win the championship, fire the coach because Mike Budenholzer was having that rough of a time. But they stuck that roster out in Milwaukee for fucking years with Giannis and Chris Middleton, and they slowly built up. And you don't need to go get Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. Embiid, you don't need to go get those guys.
Right.
Give me Drew Holiday.
Right.
Give me PJ Tucker.
Yep.
Go find me a Bobby Portis. And then you build a team like that, and then now they're taking care of those guys and trying to keep those guys in their roster. Obviously, PJ Tucker's gone, but wait, is he gone?
Yeah, he went to Miami.
So, obviously shit changes. Guys got to move. Teams got to sign other guys. But to an extent, I missed the NBA the way it used to be. It just felt I kind of agree with Brandon Jennings to an extent. I'm not blaming LeBron and Chris Paul for this. The NBA's just changed in general.
I think it was important for some player empowerment, but it's gone a little too far.
Exactly.
It's gone a little too crazy.
Some specific players take it far.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we just need to figure out ways to reel that in a little bit.
Honestly, and that's why with this Kevin Durant thing, it should go. You can request a trade, but it has to be in the last year of your deal.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe the last two, maybe.
Yeah.
If you sign a 4-year deal, you can't be in year 1 and 2, like, get me out of here.
Yeah, exactly. You signed the 4-year deal.
3 and 4, maybe.
You signed the contract.
Yeah. 3 and 4, maybe. But, because then the people are going to argue, well, the team could trade you whenever they want. But, yeah, that's just fucking...
And I'm talking about, like, guaranteed money, but it has to be a limit to the guarantee. Like, you sign guaranteed for injury.
Right.
But if you decide to not play, no longer guaranteed.
Right.
There you go.
That's kind of how it is, though, right now, isn't it?
Kind of.
You don't get paid.
No, but Ben still got a lot of that money because he got fined. But Ben still got a lot of money because
it was a legit injury. They were saying.
Yeah, he was saying mental health. He was also saying his back.
His back, yeah.
So
he had to have surgery. So I mean, it feels pretty legit.
Yeah, but still, it's like you got to figure out some verbiage that we can use to where we say if Kyrie Irving decides to say I don't want to play. Or James Harden decides to say, I'm out of shape.
Right.
I'm
fine.
Trade me.
But you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Figure something out. So, yeah, we got to figure it out. But overall, I kind of agree with Brandon Jennings. This whole KD situation is interesting. I don't necessarily think it's just KD. I don't want to just pinpoint KD and pick on him all day, but he is dealing with a situation right now. And it's like kind of like, dude, tough it out. Tough it out and play ball. And, to an extent, they decided not to trade him, and then all of a sudden, like a week later, he's like, "Oh, that's it. Like, I want to trade again. Like, make sure I remind you guys." It's like, all right, relax, bro, relax. We get it. Request a trade.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I just hope he toughs it out a little bit, and we can start moving on and just playing ball again.
Yeah,
battling. But last but not least, for some NBA news, little schedule update. The first game for the Warriors is going to be Lakers at the Golden State Warriors on October 18th. That is where they're going to have their ring ceremony. So it'll be on TNT. It'll be a nationally televised game. The Lakers, Warriors will battle it out. And the Warriors will get their rings officially on that day. Another schedule update. NBA Christmas Day schedule has been released.
Yep.
Bucks at Celtics, Sixers at Knicks, Suns at Nuggets, Lakers at Mavericks, and last but not least, the Grizzlies at Warriors. So a little bit of beef going on there. That's probably the more interesting matchup.
Stronger, huh? Last year's was a stronger lineup, I think.
It should be like the same every year, bro. On almost. Like.
No, I mean, I think you gotta.
Not the same every year, but okay, they're gonna force the Knicks. They always force the Knicks. And they always force Lakers. Well, they force Lakers too.
But the Lakers at least fucking have been good, bro.
It doesn't make sense. Now they're good, but they force us back when we were sucking. You want to take us away when we suck too?
Yes. If we suck, yes.
As a Lakers fan, I go, nah.
But what I'm saying is
that
like
tradition,
No, at least with the Lakers, you go, yeah, but they had Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Oh, they had LeBron James, right?
Yeah, but at some point we did.
With the Knicks, you go, no, I'm telling you,
at some point we were playing Christmas Day with Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and just young guys.
That year. No, but at least Lonzo was a fucking big name.
Yeah.
Lonzo was the biggest name in the league at that time.
I don't know about biggest name in the league, but he was a big name.
What I'm saying is like everybody was like paying attention to his shit. You know what I mean?
That's not why though. Lakers are just automatically locked in, just like the Knicks.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that at least we had those guys where you go, yeah, people want to fucking watch these people. Who the Knicks have, bro? Jalen Brunson, nobody's fucking giving a fuck.
I just want to almost lock in, like if you're gonna lock in the Knicks and you're gonna lock in the Lakers, let's make it interesting. Lakers, Clippers, Nets, Knicks.
Battles of the
because I want to see
Battle of the Coast.
Yeah, I want to
Battle of the Coast.
Battle of the Coast. Yeah, every Christmas. You know? Because I think the reason why they force those matchups is because, or the Knicks and the Lakers, is because LA gets to watch games, and that's going to be popular in LA, and they get the East Coast to be popular in New York because we have so many people here.
But people watch Christmas Day all day, bro. Games. I think if you suck and you don't have a superstar, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm serious, and even if it's the Lakers.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes,
that's probably fair. Yeah,
I'm not even being biased.
I'm a homer here.
I'm not being biased. I don't give a fuck. If we suck and there's no superstar, get us the fuck off the day, bro.
Yeah, one time it was like we almost ruined my Christmas. We were so bad.
Yes,
it was that one where Miami played, and it was LeBron and D-Wade, and they fucking threw off the backboard and dunked it, and I was like, Nick Young balled though. He kept it close. Christmas.
Yeah,
but
we sucked,
it was embarrassing.
Nah, get us out of here, bro. Get us out of here. Get everybody out of here. Doesn't have a superstar. Fucking Bucks. Fuck it, Sixers. I'm not saying these matchups, but I'm saying these teams.
Bucks, Sixers, Heat.
Nets, healthy Nets. Yes. You got KD and Kyrie, bro.
They don't play. No, bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't play. You know Kyrie's taking off. It's Christmas, bro.
Fine.
He's going to take off.
Fine, not the Nets. But who else? Fucking, yeah, Bucks, Dallas.
Bucks, Dallas, Golden State.
Memphis.
Chicago, maybe.
Nah, not Chicago. Memphis. Nah, they don't have enough.
Miami,
yeah. Who else in the West?
Again, the matchup right now is...
Fuck, even Denver? Fuck it. I'll watch a fucking...
Okay, matchup right now. Grizzlies, Warriors. Fine, keep it.
Yeah,
they got beef going on too.
Thumbs up.
Like that one. Thumbs up. Lakers, Mavericks.
Okay. That one's, yeah.
It's kind of mid.
What's because LeBron,
Luka.
Okay. Right, good. Up. Yes, good.
Suns, Nuggets. All right, they're both middle of the pack road.
Okay, up.
Okay,
yeah.
Sixers, Knicks.
Yeah, down.
Ooh.
Could be
Sixers, Nets.
Yeah, Sixers, Nets would have been fucking better.
Ben Simmons return. Ben Simmons versus Embiid. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Layup.
You know, even if Kyrie doesn't play. And for KD. You still have a story there.
Still have Ben Simmons, yeah.
And then Bucks at Celtics.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great match. That's probably the best matchup.
So far, they had a good matchup.
It's like them and the Warriors Memphis game.
Good matchups. I guess we just don't like the Knicks being there is really what we concluded here.
Well, no, but all those teams meet my requirements.
Yeah.
Superstars, good teams.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Fucking the Knicks aren't any of that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like having Orlando play on fucking Christmas. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Damn. Shout out to Orlando.
Shout out to Terrence Ross, bro. I like him.
But yeah, so that's all I have for NBA news. Interesting, definitely for the Christmas Day stuff. And hey, we're starting to ramp up with that too. NBA is starting to get some talks going on with season getting close to getting ready to start getting started. So, it's amazing time in sports when the NBA and NFL are kind of running alongside each other, and we're just
getting juiced,
having a great time. So, moving into some NFL news before we get into the NFC records. Our record predictions.
We said NFL, the exact same pitch and everything.
Sorry, what?
Records. We said it like that.
NFL Players Association president calls for league to reevaluate what is an acceptable surface after Chicago preseason opener. So for those who don't know, Chicago plays on a more natural field.
Yeah.
And so therefore the grass is harder to take care of when players dig into the grass and stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of divots that end up being into the ground.
Right.
So apparently JC Tretter, the NFL Players Association president, was watching the game, went to Twitter and said they need to reevaluate this because this is some bullshit. Tretter tweeted, the NFL said that this field met minimum testing standards. We clearly need to reevaluate what is an acceptable surface for players to compete on. We need new testing metrics looking at the performance and safety of every field. The NFL can and should do better. Now, JC Tretter, shut the fuck up because I want someone to sign you, bro. And you arguing about shit for players right now, it's just not a good sign, man. No one wants to sign you. I think it's because you're NFL Players Association, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
NFL Players Association.
It is bullshit. I want the Cowboys to sign him.
I want the Cowboys to sign him too. Yeah. Just the fuck up. But honestly, no.
Stop fighting for people's rights, bro.
No, but honestly, shout out to him for doing his job and caring about this. But I also feel weird. I feel like, yes, I want them to upgrade the testing standards and shit. But I also can we actually evaluate this thing? Because players are getting hella ACL tears.
No, but I thought that was a turf thing.
So I'm saying. So what I'm saying is JC Tretter's arguing essentially almost for...
Against...
It feels like he's arguing for a turf field, right?
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But hella players are like, fuck that.
No,
we want
turf
grass.
is whack. Yeah.
So I'm like, let's find a middle ground here. Let's do some testing. Is it true that
Or create some new fucking technology, bro.
Is it true that once we start using turf, players started tearing ligaments more?
Right.
Or players started getting turf.
Is it more common? I feel like it's not, though, but...
I feel like it's not either. But at the same time, it's possible for sure. Because I have you been on the fucking turf field? It's not fun. Like, it doesn't feel good to me.
We did it on the Cowboys.
Yeah. It doesn't feel Like, you can play football on that shit. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel. I feel.
It felt kind of hard, bro. To be honest,
I just felt like we weren't wearing cleats.
Yeah.
But I just felt my feet slipping on the grass. I'm like sliding on the grass.
well, maybe you need cleats.
Obviously, you need cleats, but it doesn't dig into the ground. There's no dirt to dig into. It's all turf.
Yeah.
So it just feels. I don't know. Again, players play on this shit every day. So maybe we're tripping. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I would just survey the players. What do you prefer, turf or grass?
Right.
Start there. And do some actual scientific evidence to say what is better for these players.
Somebody create something new.
Yeah. But also they have, like, if a divot is created in the ground, I guess you don't have time to fix it. Let the drive go, and then when they're switching, they have so many timeouts. When they're switching players and shit, run out there and do the little golf thing where they fucking take a whole thing of fucking grass out, fill the divot real quick, you know?
Nah, bro. They do
that shit.
There's probably divots like nonstop throughout the game.
In golf, give divots every time someone hits the fucking ball. And they go and they cut the little circle out and they fucking take it out and they replace it with new grass.
That's not a divot. That's changing. They changing the holes with that.
No, they changed the holes with that too, yes. But they've fixed divots like that.
No, they don't, bro.
How do they fix divots in golf?
They pour a little seed thing. They pour water on it.
And the sand shit, right?
No, they just pour a little seed on it and they pour water and then the grass grows eventually.
No way.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes.
The fucking whole field will have a bunch of fucking holes on it, Jake. There's no way.
Dude,
professional fields where they fucking hit in divots every 2 seconds. There's no fucking way they make a guy play with a spot that has seeds on it. There's no way you do that, dude. There's no way.
Yes, bro.
In professional PGA tours.
Yes, bro.
They allow players to play and hit into divots.
Yes.
There's no fucking way.
Yes, dude.
Someone tell me that I'm wrong.
Look at.
You're telling me that I'm wrong?
Look at.
So okay, but I'm talking about PGA Tour shit.
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, this is like the only solution for it.
See, but look, back it up.
Look, he's putting
new grass on it.
And that's
he's putting new grass, dude.
He's not.
Just put new fucking grass.
That was from the divot, bro. That's what came out of it.
Okay,
so he grabbed that grass, he put it in there, and he just steps on it and puts water on it.
So what's wrong with that?
It's not gonna look.
Yes, pour the sand on it.
Right.
Put the grass on top.
Put the grass
and
on
flatten it out. That's what I'm saying. They don't play with that. See, you were saying they play with that.
They do, bro. If someone's behind that guy, he just created a divot. Guess what? If they land right there,
I'm talking about PGA Tour shit, dude.
Yes.
No, it's bullshit. That shit's clean grass every time you go see them play.
It's not, dude. You're playing around throughout the day.
How is that fair?
That's just like it'd be like you fucking landing on a rock. You go, why the fuck is this rock here? You go,
no, bro.
Yeah, play. You have to play it.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be honest about that. And I'll say I really don't know what I'm talking about. But that's crazy to me if that's true.
That's how it is, bro. That's how it is.
Either way, though, there has to be some kind of solution, like you said. Though I don't give a fuck what the solution is. Okay, I'm not the fucking grass guy.
I think it's create a new version of turf that is like more like grass than it is like turf.
Just figure out. Do the science. Fucking do it. But the point is, JC Treader is right.
Yeah.
Do the science behind what works best.
Yeah.
Survey the players and what they prefer.
Yeah.
And then let's do the science behind it. How can we limit injuries? Because at the end of the day, I feel like the NFL doesn't give a fuck about that. If a player gets hurt, they get hurt. It is what it is.
I mean, I think they do to an extent. Obviously, if superstars are injured, it doesn't fucking help them. But it's also probably fucking billions of dollars they would have to spend to get this taken care of. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is bullshit too. Why aren't we all on the same shit?
Yeah.
This field is grass. This field is turf. This field is fucking the middle.
It has to be all the same. It should be all the same.
It should be all the same, dude.
Do whatever you want with like colors and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
but it should be all the same.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But
fix it, NFL.
JC Treader is talking about it. We'll see. I actually did not expect us to get that intense about it. But we did. Moving on from that, the Buffalo Bills look good, but what?
That's your news? The Buffalo Bills look good.
They're
pretty good.
I want to mention that. They do look good.
Yeah.
They look like a well-run organization.
They were our highest record from last week.
Huh?
They had the highest record last week.
Oh, yes.
They were what, like 15
our record prediction? 13-4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Our record prediction for them, which they look great. Look great in preseason.
Must be nice.
But one of the highlights of the day for me was watching the punt god himself, Matt Araiza. He had his first punt in the preseason game. They were sitting at the 18-yard line, their own 18-yard line. He punted the ball
stairs.
82 yards for a touchback. Incredible. Insane. I will say this, though. You're at the 18-yard line. You should be able to pin them within 10 yards. So
yeah, like
that's my question.
If you
about
kick
him.
it at your max, you should get it there.
Chill. Like, hey, good shit for kicking 82. Like it was impressive.
No, it's insane.
It was impressive as fuck. I don't think anyone's mad.
Watching it, you go, holy fuck, that was far.
I don't think anyone's mad at him. I just think if you're the Bills, now you go, okay, great. Your first punt, you showed off your leg. You're the fucking point guard for a reason, and that's it. You're the point guard. We just did that one point. That's it.
Point guard.
To prove it.
Punt guard.
Punt guard. What did I say?
You're saying point guard.
You're the point guard, and that's it.
Yeah.
We all agree. You do the 80-yard thing. Now, I want to show you money. I want some money. I want some money punts. You got the power. Right. I want some money accurate coffin corner punts. I want some pin them in the 5-yard
on a punt though. Don't you want to touch back?
That's what a lot of people would assume, but at the same time, I want them pinned.
No, obviously, pin them, but that's fucking. I feel like highly
very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult.
Very difficult for sure.
So if I'm a coach, I go, nah, just
punt
fucking touch back.
Yeah, or just aim for the sideline.
I mean, because at that point, he can touch back at any point on the field.
Yeah. I'm just saying, aim for the sideline. Like, aim for about 20 yards.
I'm sure,
aim for
that shit's hard, bro. It's not easy.
I could do it. Punting's so tough. Punting is so tough.
What I thought about, I'm like, I'm just gonna start practicing field goals.
What I'm saying is, when I have kids, they are kicking field goals every day.
Nah, bro. I feel like I can still do it. I feel like I could do it.
I think you have a homie named Gus who's in our fantasy football league. He easily could have won. At least played in college. Easily.
No, dude. He probably could have went to the NFL.
Yeah, he was good.
He was calm. He was collected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power leg.
Yep.
What was his career high though? For 45 or some shit.
I think
40.
No, because he never kicked from that far in the games. I think he said he hit a 60-yarder in practice.
Shit. Yeah, but that's like you could hit it 10 times and then hit one. You know.
Should I call him right now on the pod?
Don't call him. Text him. He'll probably reply within the next 10, 15 minutes. He'll reply while we're still talking about football.
Well, keep talking. I'm gonna call him.
Okay, call him. Okay. But yeah, so Jake's homie's Gus hit. He hit some kicks. But yeah, I would just say, look, I'll make my kid practice kicks. I want them to be like, because if I can get my kid into kicking field goals at like a young age,
money,
sick. And also, I wouldn't be scared. Like if my girl, whoever, hopefully my girlfriend now, but like whoever my baby mama is, she can't even be afraid of him playing football because he's a fucking kicker.
Right, Gus. Hold on, I'm gonna put you on speaker. You're on my podcast right now.
Okay, what's up?
What is your career high in kicks? At sure.
Yards?
Yes, yardage.
I made a 38-yarder during a game.
But that's like in the game.
Yeah, in game. What about practice?
Practice, I can make a 50, 55.
Well, consistently though, or just like?
But it's like
ask him if consistently.
Maybe twice out of 10.
Twice out of 10?
Okay.
Maybe.
All right,
so
you're trash, bro. You're trash.
I was in high school.
You're trash, basically, what you're saying. No, because we're talking about.
If you practice really fucking hard, do you think you can make it?
You think you could have made the NFL if you practiced?
Honestly, if I dedicate myself to that, yeah. There's some guys that I see that I'm just like, man, I probably could have made that. Like at least the point after.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, that
Yeah,
points. Yeah. True.
I say you could have made it. I thought you could have made it. All right, that's all I want to ask.
All right. Well, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah. Gus is a beast. That's all I want to say. All right, later. But
2 out of 10 though. That's fucking ass, guys. I'm sorry.
2 out of 10, 55. Yeah, 55 yarder.
But at the same time, he was in high school. He wasn't trying. He didn't practice that much. He was a soccer player.
He was fucking 17, bro.
He was a soccer player too, right?
Yeah, he was a soccer player.
That's all I'm saying. Like I would make my kid just fucking kick field goals all day. I couldn't now. I tore my ACL. Like my right leg just doesn't work the same.
There's no way. I'll be too scared.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kickers have torn their ACL before now.
I don't think so because you don't plant on your right leg that much. I'm sure a kicker
with your right leg.
has torn their ACL at some point in their lives
and still kicked.
Eventually kicked. Yes, for sure. But I'm scared.
I'm gonna try it.
I feel like my ACL will tear off kicking it.
Bro, if you're good enough, you can make like $2 million a year.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to make my kids be a kicker or a punter.
Yeah,
punting's hard though.
Punting's hard as fuck.
Yeah. So, anyways, shout out to Matariza.
Yeah. Shout out to the punt guy. Shout out to Gus.
Yeah, shout out to Gus. He's actually one of the first guests.
I always brag about him, and now I'm not going to as much.
He's actually one of the first guests we've had since pandemic.
Yeah, true.
Technically.
I mean, yeah, technically, I guess.
We got to get back to having guests.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Anyways, moving on from that, a quick little update on some teams and their first preseason games and how the penalties are looking. The Chargers had 9 penalties, but for 120 fucking yards.
Jesus.
Bills had 11 penalties for 90 yards. Texans had 11, as well with the Bengals and Browns. They all had 11 penalties. Patriots had 12, and your number one team with the most penalties in week 1, your Dallas Cowboys. 17 penalties, 129 yards. So, sad life right now to be a Cowboys fan.
Sad life, but a lot of clips have been coming out on social media, and I will say I saw for sure 3 that were not fucking penalties. There was a roughing the passer penalty that was not one. There was a holding penalty that was not one.
The roughing is questionable because the angle we got from the one that keeps showing on Twitter is different from, I think, the angle that the ref had.
Yeah.
And I think David Hellman, I trust him as a reporter, said they showed it again during the game, and he was like, "No, it was a fucking roughing." I don't know if he dipped his head a little more into his chest. I don't remember exactly his explanation. David Hellman, shout out to David Hellman, who reports on the Cowboys a lot. But he stated, no, it was a penalty. And
Maybe there was multiple roughings in the game, because the one I saw was like, bro, he just fucking hit it, barely tapped him.
Yeah, I agree. And then there was another one people were asking about the holding. Oh, no, you know what? David Hellman was talking about the holding penalty.
Right.
He was talking about Tyler Smith's holding penalty.
Right.
Who's our rookie left guard.
Yeah.
Potential future left tackle. Yeah, he had a holding penalty and said, no, other angle, you could definitely see the holding. I don't know if he said anything about the roughing. The roughing was rough, though. But, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Not to make excuses, but...
Yeah, one of those things. But, yeah, shout out to the Cowboys for continuing to have an issue that has been an issue for them in the past. That's all I have for NFL news. If I missed any stories, of course, hit us up on Instagram, what the fuck? On social media in general, at media_mixtape. Wait, I usually do say hit us up on Instagram or Twitter, huh? Instagram, yeah. Twitter, YouTube, whatever you want to hit us up on.
Hit us up, bro, wherever.
Send us some stories.
Wherever the vibe is, bro.
Yeah, we are now going to get into our picks or for our predictions for the AFC. Why can't I talk right now?
NFC.
We are going to give our record predictions for the NFC right here, right now. If you disagree with us, obviously let us know. You definitely will disagree with some of them. But we feel like these are pretty...
I forgot that we had it like this.
Pretty accurate. You think they look ugly or what? Now,
no. I thought we gave the Cowboys a better record, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking what we're going to get.
A better record?
Yeah.
That's pretty high. What I'm looking at.
No, I thought we were definitely above the Eagles.
I thought you gave us too many.
No, I thought we were definitely above the Eagles.
Oh, like we gave like too much of a separation between Eagles and Cowboys.
I remember it that way. But so anyways, we'll get into that. That'll be the last one, of course. You know the vibes.
Yeah. So anyways, starting off, we'll just start from top to bottom.
Yeah, do it.
We'll go with the first division we see here, which is the NFC South. Last in that division, actually just so happened to be last in the conference as well. The Atlanta Falcons, we have them finishing 3-14. Now, don't forget, Jake and I did a simulator. We went and saw every single game on their schedule, and we decided that the Atlanta Falcons are going to only win 3 games this year. Now, I will say this. They have their first preseason game.
Yeah.
And Desmond Ridder had a game winner. It just looked kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that he's going to be the starter because he's probably not. At least to start the season. And on top of that, I'm not even going to say even if he does start, they'll win a bunch of games. I'm just saying he looked kind of nice. If they get 5 wins, I'm not going to get fucking cry over it.
I mean, like that, we have to make that stipulation, especially with last week too. Obviously, the Falcons could probably get more wins than that.
Yeah.
We just like off of face value and how they're currently constructed, it's going to be rough pickings for them.
And this is the prediction off of just generally speaking. Like obviously, you'll probably can give or take 2 wins, right? Like you can say, oh, like this team won 5 wins, but they could win 7 or they could win only 3. Like that's kind of the range you're going to play with. It's like a plus or minus 2, you know what I mean, of wins and losses for every team, because you never know that one team that you think the Jets are going to lose against to the Tampa Bay, like last year, Jets pull out a dub all of a sudden. That's kind of surprising. So things like that happen in the NFL all the time. It gets wonky, but for the most part, the point is Falcons are going to be pretty bad.
Yes.
And we expect that.
We have them at 3-14. The next team we have is the New Orleans Saints, who are actually 13th in the NFC. We have them sitting at 5-12.
A little bit of a surprise, because a lot of people like the Saints out there in the world of
I just feel like this is an overestimation because of what Jameis did in 6 games last year. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be that great.
5 wins is low now that I'm looking at it. But again, you go back to Jameis Winston being the quarterback, and if he gets hurt or something.
What is Michael Thomas? What is Alvin Kamara? Yeah. What is Jameis Winston? Too many questions on that roster. And a tough schedule.
Yeah.
That's what
defense is only getting older. Cam Jordan is like 32, almost 33 now, I think. So overall, they're not what they used to be.
And no Sean Payne.
That's a big one. So definitely a lot of changes for New Orleans. Now, I think New Orleans fans are going to sit here and argue they can win 10 games. You know, but ultimately, again, look at your schedule.
Hey, look, if fucking Michael Thomas, Kamara, and Jameis are what we think they're going to be, Absolutely. They could probably win the division, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Don't they have Chris Olave as well?
Yeah. So I'm like, yes, it's definitely a possibility, but it's
we looked at the schedule, man.
Unlikely.
And we looked at the schedule.
They're not. Yeah.
And that's what it is. That looking at the schedule, I couldn't take wins away from other teams who played them because I just don't know. I don't know about the Saints.
There's too many questions.
I will say 5 is pretty fucking low. 5 wins is pretty low. I'll say they get closer to 7.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst they'll do, but we have them at 5-12, and that's what it is.
Yep.
Moving on to the next team in the NFC South, another team that does not make the playoffs, so 3 teams miss the playoffs in this division. The Carolina Panthers go 8-9. If you want to switch and flop these teams, I don't mind. Jake fucking loves Baker, so he gave Baker some love.
Yeah, the Panthers really 5 wins?
I really don't mind. And now that I'm looking at it, I think
that's insane. That's insane, bro.
I just think it looks better on my eyes, bro. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying...
Yeah, but that's because the Panthers have been bad and the Saints have been good.
Now that we just named the Saints roster and also looked at this record, I'm like, if it was just me choosing and Jake wasn't influencing fucking his Baker Mayfield.
First of all, I didn't go that crazy with fucking.
I would say Saints go 8-9, Carolina goes 5-12. But
no,
it is what it is. We have the Panthers going
look at the Panthers fucking roster. Baker's better than Jay Jameis.
Booty.
Yes or no?
No. I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm not even lying to you. I don't know. Let's not act like Jameis Winston can't throw 35 touchdowns a season.
He can also throw 35 interceptions in a season.
Baker can also not play because his shoulder.
Come on, bro.
What? It's true. He doesn't fucking play.
Baker is a better quarterback.
His shoulder falls off his arm.
I'm not talking about that, bro.
No, I am talking about that. That matters.
Face value.
I don't know.
Who's the better quarterback?
At their best, Baker's proven to be better.
Thank you. Okay.
At their best.
Okay, so just give me that for right now.
But
shut the fuck up.
At Jameis's best, he's also not a bad quarterback. At his best.
At his best, he fucking didn't make the playoffs, dude.
Did he make the playoffs? I think he made the playoffs.
Barely.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I actually don't remember. But
bro, he didn't make the playoffs, and the next year Tom Brady won the Super Bowl with that roster.
I agree with you. Jameis Winston has a lot of question marks for sure. He's a funny guy. But I'm not going to sit here and say, give me Baker all day. I'm going to cry if those are my options. That's what I'm going to say.
For sure.
I don't like either.
I agree with you, but I'm not taking Jameis Winston.
That's what I'm saying. It's pulling hairs.
You're the Dallas Cowboys. You have to draft.
That's how down I am on Baker Mayfield.
You have to draft one of them. You're Dallas Cowboys. Who do you take?
I'm thinking about it for a good amount of time.
Okay, but who are you taking? Pick one.
Jameis Winston.
You're fucking lying, bro. You're lying. You're just a Baker hater, bro. That's it. You're lying.
Well, look, this is my thing.
You're
that
taking
matters
Jameis?
to me. That matters to me. Like, how I like the fucking player matters to me. And so I go, look,
That's
man,
fucking stupid,
Baker
bro.
might be better.
That is the
but
worst.
I don't fucking fuck with Baker.
That is the worst ownership fucking decision.
Sorry, I don't want my quarterback doing commercials while his fucking shoulder fell off.
Fine. But
I don't want my fucking quarterback.
The Panthers still have Christian McCaffrey.
Requesting a trade because I fucking signed a guy.
You traded for another quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that's a valid reason to ask for a trade.
It's not a valid reason to give a whole little bitch fit about, thank you, Cleveland. You're on the roster still, dude.
Yeah, but you traded for a fucking...
He's about himself. He's very selfish.
Fine,
Can you admit that?
Yes.
He's a big ego.
Yes.
He's about himself.
He's still better than fucking James Winston.
He's on podcasts and shit talking about Cleveland.
He's still better than James Winston, bro. Anyways, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. That's a better fucking roster.
Is it though? Right Michael Thomas, Chris Olave,
we don't know.
Alvin Kamara.
We don't even know what any of them are going to be.
I'm just saying.
Besides maybe Alvin Kamara.
And then we know what Robbie Anderson's bitch ass is going to be with 800 yards this season. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing. They're not going to be nothing. They're going to be cheeks. That's what they're going to be.
They're going to be 8-9 is what we have.
Robbie Anderson's going to sit there and be like, fuck, Baker Mayfield's my quarterback. Because he obviously doesn't want him.
I don't agree, bro. I don't agree.
The offensive line is cheeks in Carolina. The defense is young in Carolina. J.C. Horner, what is he? No idea.
Right.
Could be locked down. His injury could have totally changed the trajectory of his career. We don't know.
8-9 is fine though. 8-9 is where they should be.
That's fine. That's fine. But can you agree with me that the Saints actually now looking at it? Oh shit, we might have
have a better roster right now.
Because look at they have fucking
Michael Thomas off of injury.
Who's our corner?
Alvin Kamara off of injury. Jameis Winston, who we don't fucking know if he's a good quarterback or not.
Doesn't he have like a sick ass corner? Oh, and they signed fucking Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay, bro.
Come on, bro. Say what you want about Tyrann Mathieu, but
I love Tyrann Mathieu. I want him to be a Cowboy, but come on.
At the bare minimum, he's still a top 10 safety in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facts.
But what the fuck does that mean?
You sign
for
a
the
top
defense,
10 safety in the league. You still have what's their fucking corner's name?
Marshall
Lattimore.
Yeah,
who's 25 years old, by the way.
Pretty average
he's
now.
pretty good still. Jameis Winston is a capable quarterback. The offensive line still has a couple good pieces, and you have Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, and Chris Olave.
I think
Who
Carolina's
could be the best receiver in the fucking draft? Who knows?
Even if I give you the quarterback, I still think right now we know that those players are better than.
I just think that's so cap. That's crazy. I don't think that's true.
Well, okay, who's better, Christian McCaffrey or fucking Alvin Kamara?
It's a question mark. I think Christian McCaffrey's better, but he doesn't play.
It's not a question mark.
He doesn't play, dude. That
Neither
matters.
does Alvin Kamara. Neither does Alvin Kamara, bro. He's always hurt.
Play. He hasn't played recently, but he does play. Christian McCaffrey's literally missed 2 years. And on top of that, again, Baker Mayfield fucking misses games. Also, Sam Darnold had a good game. Let's not fucking forget.
It's preseason.
He had a couple nice throws. That's all I'm saying.
Get over Sam Darnold, bro. 8-9 is what we have him at.
They got a quarterback controversy.
That's not even like
Carolina.
That's what their that's what their fucking record's gonna.
You let me know, Carolina fans, or Nfc South fans, who's winning that division, or we know who's winning the division. That's gonna be next.
We have Tampa Bay sitting at 13-4, division record of 5-1.
I'm giving them more losses than that in the future. Obviously, that's fine. Whatever. We'll
no, they're because they got to play these fucking 3 teams twice, each of them.
Yeah, we have them 5-1 in their division.
Yeah, like. Yeah. These 5 wins off of fucking just that alone. So, we have them sitting at 13-4. Obvious pick to win the division. So, nothing much to talk about there.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on to the next one.
The last team in the NFC West, we have the Seattle Seahawks going 5-12. Again, see, I just don't think. Look, just going back to the South real quick. I don't think the Saints are as bad as the Seahawks. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
Like I said,
all I'm trying to say.
Like I've been saying, is we're going off of their schedule.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, and we broke it down. And
yes.
Yes. I still like these records.
It could have been.
I'm just letting
I don't remember what the Panthers schedule was, but it could have been they had a fucking easy schedule.
I'm just letting the people know who are listening. Just take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, things change, people change, feelings change too. But at the end of the day, this is what we went off with their records, or their schedules, and this is what we came with. And so if we are wrong, tell us why we're wrong. You hit us up, let us know your picks, because it's harder than it looks. Okay?
The Seahawks are 5-12.
Seahawks are 5-12. They're
DK is good.
Cheeks.
But Drew Lock is terrible.
You know what's funny? Actually, Geno Smith and Drew Lock had good preseason games, but it's preseason. Who cares?
Yeah, it's preseason.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the 49ers sitting at 8-9. Trey Area. Yes, I know people are hype about him, but their schedule is tough.
Fans swear, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, he's a fucking. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know, number one. And yes, their defense is great. But we don't know what fucking Trey's going to do. Maybe he fucking has a couple good games, and maybe he's fucking average the rest of the season. We don't know.
We have no clue. So that's why we said 8-9. He could be 13-3.
And that's still a fucking good record, bro. 8-9 with third-year quarterback, second-year quarterback.
He can go 13-4. You know, for all we know.
Yeah.
But as far as we know now, we're gonna say 8-9, judging off of what their schedule looks like.
Also, a tough division.
Tough division. Very tough division. Aside from Seattle, it's pretty competitive. Yeah. Moving on to the next team, we have the
Arizona Cardinals.
Fuck, I almost said St. Louis Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, they are 5th in the conference, meaning they make the playoffs with a record of 11-6, 4-2 in the division. Ultimately, Jake and I looked at it and said, once you get back D-Hop, whether Kyrie is distracted by Call of Duty dropping or not, you have to.
You say Kyrie right now.
Kyrie Murray? Is that what I said?
Yeah, you say Kyrie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whether no, I think I said Kyler Murray, but really fast. Kyler Murray?
No, you said Kyrie.
Okay. Whether Kyler Murray is distracted by COD or not, he will have arguably the best receiver in the league coming back from his 6-game suspension. So if you factor that in, that also mattered a little bit. 11-6 is a decent record. Hey, you took some losses, but 11 wins. You know, you're there. You're competitive for sure.
You're in the playoffs.
Made the playoffs barely. It squeaked in. So I think that makes sense for Arizona. It's around where they should be. Now, if they underperform because Kyler's being Kyler, then that's a different story. Because I don't know if you heard that story recently, which I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but supposedly Cliff Kingsbury was I saw it on TikTok, so it might be not true, but
I don't know how true that is. I saw that
supposedly Cliff Kingsbury was hearing a lot of shit talking from Kyler Murray on the sideline, saying like why would you call this? Why would you call that? Scoffing at some of the plays.
Right.
So Cliff Kingsbury to teach Kyler a lesson. Said, here, on this drive, you call the plays.
Right.
Kyler did, and they got like negative yardage on that drive. So I don't know how true that is.
But if that is true, the fucking second and third units are in there, bro.
But I also think it's funny because it's like...
Kyler was like, but if I ran this play, I would have fucking... You know what I mean?
I think it's funny. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think
But some people could look at it and say, is there some
what are you,
tension going on there? Like, are they, just kind of being brats about the situation?
If I'm Kyler, I go, if I fucking called this play, I would have gotten it done.
Yeah.
But this fucking third string.
But the fact that he took the clipboard and actually called plays, if he did, I don't know if he did. But
maybe it's just like a thing that they plan on doing and it wasn't the story.
He wants to learn.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, Kyler, you can call plays for the fucking.
Who knows if it's true or not? But either way, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Arizona. I don't trust them at all. But
I agree.
11-6 is what we landed on. We don't trust them, but they're still a decent squad. We want to give them some credit for that. Number one team in the NFC West.
The Los Angeles Rams, the defending champs, are going to be the first in their division.
Yep.
They only got better. And it's going to be tough to beat them this year.
I don't want to give my secret, but one guy that I'm big time targeting this year in my fantasy drafts is Allen Robinson. I love him. I always wanted him on my rosters. I just could never draft him because his quarterback's always ass.
Right.
This is one of those years where I say, okay, I'm in a 12-man league this year. I'm going to have some rough. You're going to have a lot of guys who are second receiving options, And I think Allen Robinson's one of those number 2 options who he might actually be able to ball out with you. He might somehow magically become number 1 because Cooper Kupp draws so much attention.
Right.
We saw that happen to D-Hop in Arizona, for example. He has a decent quarterback, and he just doesn't get the ball as much as you want D-Hop to get.
Right.
Same thing could happen with Cooper Kupp, and Matthew Stafford is a quarterback who can get the ball to a guy like Allen Robinson consistently. So he could be a guy who has a big-time year this year. I'm excited about what the Rams can do. They end up being number 2 in the conference because of a tiebreaker with Tampa Bay, but 5-1 in the division, 13-4. They are the Super Bowl champs. They have the same roster, if not a better one now.
Yep.
They are going to be, obviously, the best team in this division.
Yeah, moving on to the next division, we have the NFC North. Starting off with the Detroit Lions. They go 4-13. Sorry, Detroit fans. You guys are still ass.
I was trying to give them extra credit the whole time. Jake and I were talking about this stuff, and I couldn't find places to fit in more wins for them.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is definitely a capable quarterback who can give them 6 to 7 wins, I think, but it's also an uphill battle for sure, considering...
The roster's just not good, you know what I mean?
They're on Hard Knocks this year, so it's interesting to watch Coach Dan Campbell he's fucking amazing. He's just a good coach, Right. I would love to have that guy on my roster to be my coach, but ultimately don't know how far that's going to take them as a team. They're just not a very good roster all around. Well, they got some pieces, so I think they can get some wins. 4 wins here for us is what we have, and there'll be 15 in the division. I'm sorry, 15 in the conference.
Yeah.
Moving on next, 14th in the conference, the Chicago Bears, barely above the Detroit Lions. They end up going 5-12 with a record of 1-5 in the division. Again, goes back to scheduling. Just Justin Fields just not good. This team could possibly have the worst roster in the league. Number 1 receiver being Darnell Mooney, who, no disrespect, is a good receiver.
Right.
But that's all they have is Darnell Mooney and no one else. They didn't get Justin Fields any better receivers.
Yep.
They kind of worked on the offensive line, but didn't get much better. The defense got worse, if anything. So, very, very weird time in Chicago where they're going towards a rebuild, but not really just diving full into it. They're kind of like just hanging around.
Yeah.
Detroit could end up with a better record, I think. But ultimately, we have them going 5-12, giving Justin Fields some credit. He's going to get better. He's a good quarterback. Could get them some wins, but 5-12 is what it ends at.
Yeah. Not looking great for them. It's like you said, the roster's just not.
I also think in a 17 game season, it's so hard to have teams only win 3 games. It's like, fuck. They have 17 chances though. They're gonna win some.
Law of averages, right?
Yeah,
you gotta win more than fucking 3.
Exactly. It's very ugly to look at a team winning. Even the Detroit Lions winning 4 wins, I was like, oof, that looks ugly.
Yeah.
But
there are teams that have fucking gone no wins.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, moving on to the Minnesota Vikings, we have them 7th in the NFC, making the playoffs at 8-8.
9-8.
What do I have fucking 8-8?
Do you deadass have 8-8? Let me see.
Yeah.
You're lying. Let me see.
Yeah.
You sent me a screenshot. No, you don't. What the fuck? That's funny.
Well, what does yours have?
9-8. You sent me a different picture?
What the fuck? I guess I took it early.
See it, right? Sorry.
I guess I took it early.
Anyways, they're 9-8. It's fine. Jake's fucking paper just said it wrong. But 9-8, 4-2 in the division.
Yeah, 9-8, 4-2 the division. Minnesota Vikings, just fucking middle of the pack, bro. Just fucking So average. Kirk Cousins is just so average. Team is just average.
Yeah.
There's just not much to say about him, bro.
Adam Thiel's getting older, too. He's already
If you're
over 30.
if you're a Vikings fan, you go, what the fuck, bro? It's just the same
Yeah.
every year. Mm-hmm. We don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl. At least, like, okay, with the Cowboys, yeah, it's the same shit every year. But
I was gonna say, I feel like it's funny is that now that I think about it, I think some people might look at us as they see the Vikings.
No, but okay, this is what I'm about to say. The Cowboys is the same thing every year. Yeah, they're fucking good, and they get to the playoffs and they're out. But there's like a like feeling around them of like, hey, maybe,
And last year,
maybe they can do it.
last year especially, I think most teams were kind of scared. Now I'm not gonna say like they were scared because a lot of fucking Cowboy haters go, no, I wasn't even scared of you guys at all. I think Dak Prescott as a quarterback and like CeeDee Lamb as a receiver,
Right.
same with Michael Gallup, like those are guys that you're still kind of scared of.
Right.
We still have Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, like Hall of Fame, huge offensive lineman on our squad still. So I think we still strike some resemblance of fear into teams, whereas the Vikings, I personally am never afraid when we go to face them.
Maybe just Jay Jettis. Like, Thielen for a moment was like, oh shit, Thiel's the next guy, but I don't think he's that anymore.
Trayvon Diggs got locks on Jay Jettis.
Yeah, it's
One
true.
reception, 3 yards.
Yeah, it's true.
He
But
guarded
no,
Thielen
I
most
think
of the game.
what I was going to say is like with the Vikings, it's like, no, we're going to be good, but we fucking can't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, even then, it's like, yeah, you can go 12-5, and it's a guaranteed. We know that they don't have a chance. And
Right.
it's the quarterback, unfortunately.
So we have them at 9-8.
yeah.
I don't know why my fucking screenshot is different, but
Yeah, 9-8 for sure.
and then
number 1 in their NFC in the NFC North, we have number 3 in the AFC. Number 3 in the NFC, number 1 in the NFC North, 12-5. The Green Bay Packers, 5-1. The division, that's big time part of it. The division's just straight up cheeks.
yeah, I mean they got beat up on.
We let Minnesota steal a game, but overall they go 5-1, 12-5 in. For their record.
Yep.
It's just Aaron Rodgers. I mean, as much as we can say their roster isn't good, they have no receivers. Who's he throwing to? Rodgers is just that good. He will
Yep.
get the ball to the receivers, whoever it is, whoever they are, and make it work.
Yep.
So Rodgers goes 12-5.
Yeah, again, they get to beat up on a weak division. They get 5 wins in their division, so that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah, moving on to the NFC East, the best division in the NFL. Say the best for last.
Is it the best? Yeah, I'll start with the New York Giants. Sorry, guys. 5-10 is not the worst.
You're wrong on that. How did you?
Why did I get
you
this
took
wrong?
a picture
Different?
earlier, I guess. The Washington Commanders, 6-11. They're the last in our division.
Maybe that's why I'm remembering the Cowboys.
Maybe. What's your say right there?
The Cowboys at 11-6.
Yeah. See, we changed it. So we did change it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Higher than that. So this one we have the Washington Commanders going 6-11, 2-4 in the division, ultimately being last, number 11 seed in the NFC. Now I don't know if the Giants will necessarily be much better than Washington. I just kind of trust the Giants organization a little more than Washington's. Washington just feels like a dumpster fire at this point.
Yeah. I mean, Giants are a dumpster fire too, but it's like less
Less of a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like a little trash can fire.
yeah, it's getting better. The fire's coming down a little bit, you know.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's like definitely like not out yet,
Yeah.
but like looking at them side by side, like one's definitely like if you're a firefighter, you're attacking the Washington first. You know,
yeah.
like hey, that one's close to
That
a
one
building.
can destroy shit.
That one's close to my house. I want to attack that one first.
Yeah.
But yeah, Washington going 6-11. They're just not good, and obviously having Carson Wentz as your quarterback isn't much of an improvement. Obviously. He has some talent, has some moments. I don't want to disrespect Carson Wentz, but I don't think it's a question. Like he's just not what he used to be. You know,
He never was something.
sure. Yeah.
He was always average.
So that's what it was. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then we have.
Yeah.
We'll just do
Do
all
the
of
rest of them, yeah, because mine's off.
Yeah.
Next, we have the New York Giants sitting at the same record, 6-11.
Yeah.
Now, but it's a more respectable 6-11 for some reason.
For some reason, they're the 10th seed.
fucking, yeah.
So the one little seed higher.
Yeah.
Same record. Even the same record in the division. They're 2-4. Again, we watched Kenny Galladay not even get a release off on a route in preseason. We watched Daniel Jones throw an out route literally to nobody.
Yeah.
So it's just not happening out there in New York. So we have both these teams going 6-11. Again, one can win 5,
Man, I
one
just
can
feel
win
like-
7.
And I know, obviously, there's probably a lot of shit that goes into it, but I feel like I could rebuild an NFL franchise.
Me too. I do as well. I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah, I just feel like obviously there's like sometimes there's sleeper picks where I'm like, oh fuck, I did not expect that guy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I go, yeah, that's the fucking guy we should have.
Kind of. At the same time, I do think like when New York drafted
T.J. Watt.
Yeah, for the Cowboys.
We
right?
were all like, go get fucking T.J. Watt.
Well, with like New York, for example, I don't know. Like I was on the side because that draft, obviously the quarterbacks didn't make it happen. But when Daniel Jones was drafted, I was like, that's a mistake. I would have took Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. But even at the time, like it's like one of those things when he was there in Washington, he wasn't really playing well. You know, so it was kind of like, oh, well, maybe I would have been wrong on that. I would have picked Dwayne Haskins.
I wouldn't have taken either of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, true as well. You probably would have gone with a different guy. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's definitely tough to build a franchise. Don't get us wrong, but I feel like there's some moves where they make what? Like right now with the Cowboys situation.
I think a lot of GMs want to be like, I found the fucking diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Like they wanted Daniel Jones to be like, yo, I found the next Tom Brady.
Or you know what happens?
And you guys didn't see.
You know, honestly, what probably happens is like I'll watch like certain players' videos and other people talk about them and stuff. I think a lot of times it's like these guys don't go to anybody. They like a GM won't go to anyone aside from his scouts, aside from his or her like people who are under their staff. They'll trust them,
right?
But they won't listen to any outside opinions. So they go, "What do my scouts think? What do the stats say? What do the college scouts think?" And so that's where they get messed up because I'll watch fans say things. I'll watch.
I don't know, man.
You know, other people say things. And
I'm like,
give a full breakdown of a player,
right?
And then I'll go, okay, I like this player. But then at the same time, if you're a GM, you take that player, you see them in your facility, you meet them, you shake their hand,
right?
You hear their backstory.
It's different,
that
but
also
it's like,
affects, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
You meet
if
a player,
someone goes,
you go, I like him.
If a scout goes, oh hey, this fucking quarterback is interesting. I think he's gonna be great. And then you go, what college is you from? Duke. Just throw that shit out of the fucking
quarterback.
Yeah. Throw that shit out of the fucking... No, a football player.
Yeah.
You went to where?
Duke.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
But it happens. Some guys ball out from shitty organizations.
Dude? No.
Shitty franchise.
If you're giving me a fucking player from a basketball school, get the fuck out of here. Unless
it happens, bro.
Unless it's UCLA, unless it's fucking... Nah, bro.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's great players from those schools, but it's tough. More often than not, there's not.
It's tough because what do you meet a player and you just fall in love with the dude? Nah. You know, like you're like, this guy's a cool guy.
I wouldn't have fell in love with Daniel Jones. Is my point. I'd have been like, nah, bro, he's fucking trash. He's garbage.
Oh, but what if you pick up the phone and call Eli Manning and he's like, take him. He's the next me.
He's the next me. You sucked.
Yeah, that's a bad example, I guess.
That's
kind of what happened with
fucking 8-8 every year.
That's kind of happened with Daniel Jones, though. Daniel Jones was working with Eli Manning and the Manning family when he was like fucking 14 and shit. So
yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not. You went to Duke. You were working for the Manning family for that long, and you went to Duke. Fuck out of here, bro.
Anyways,
yeah. Moving
off of that, shout out to the Giants and the Commanders. They will be the third and fourth seed here.
Yeah,
we have the Philadelphia Eagles finishing second in the division. Now, I will say this: the Eagles got a lot better. The roster's really good. They're 10-7 here for us. I think that's a pretty good record for them. It's an improvement from last year. They go 3-3 in the division. I think they have a good roster. They did a great job bringing in A.J. Brown, bringing in a Kobe Dean, bringing in Jordan Davis. They have a lot of pieces that are nice, but that offensive line isn't getting talked about enough for being old. Yeah. You know, they're older than I think most people think. Now they did get a couple young guys like Cam Jurgens and things like that, but for the most part, I think they're getting older. I think on their offensive line, defensively, like Darius Slay is about 30 now. You know, so like they're getting a little older in key positions. And on top of that, the biggest thing for me is Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he went 6 for 6 in the preseason. Who gives a fuck?
Yep.
He has not proven that he can throw the ball consistently yet. I saw him practice similar to Daniel Jones. He threw an out route to no defense.
To nobody,
and overthrew.
Bro, it was like a little practice route. There's not even a fucking...
And so I'm not sitting here saying Jalen Hurts is ass and he's not a good quarterback. What I am saying is he hasn't proven that he's a franchise quarterback yet. Right. It's a fact, Philadelphia. I'm sorry. He hasn't proven it. And Philadelphia, you guys didn't even fucking want him when you guys drafted him. Stop fucking bitching and complaining. Yeah. You guys swore that Carson Wentz was going to be your guy forever. So don't act like we're wrong when we say you didn't want him and you don't know if he's your franchise guy yet. So you just don't know yet. It's not proven. So the franchise quarterback is a huge question mark, which is a big question mark for the team. Right. And the head coach. Two of the most important aspects of your team are question marks. Yeah, you like Nick Sirianni because he looks angry and he threw his fucking headset one time but it doesn't mean he's a good coach. So we just don't know what's going to happen with those two guys. So if Nick Sirianni puts it together and Jalen Hurts balls, Eagles come in the division. Yeah. But I just don't see it yet,
Right.
and they have to prove it to me.
Yeah, and so which leaves us left with obviously the best team in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys that end up 12-5. Now we originally had us tied with the Eagles,
11-6.
11-6. But I will say, Josh could be right. He's saying we sweep the division, or did we lose to somebody? We lost to Washington. We lost to Washington.
We gave Washington the Week 18 win.
Yeah,
that we didn't need anymore.
which could totally happen. I just been a Cowboys fan long enough to know it's probably not going to happen. We're going to fucking either be tied with the Eagles or we're going to be in second.
Yeah, I've been a Cowboys fan long enough as well to know that whatever this curse is that's going on, it's less of a curse. It's more of a, we are all badly run organizations in the NFC East.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. I think the Jones family is making a lot of mistakes with Dallas Cowboys right now, all for forever, the last 30 years as well. And I just think it's a really big question mark. I think if Dak Prescott does Dak Prescott things, the Cowboys can go 12-5.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they need to happen, though, because the offensive line isn't as good as it used to be. Can you guys stop saying the offensive line is good? Because they're just not anymore. Yeah. We have 2 Hall of Fame players. That's it. The rest of the guys are just...
And one of them is past his prime.
Exactly. Tyron Smith just gets hurt
every year. So he's not even there half the year.
Exactly. So they're older, and they're just not even there all the time. Rookie left guard, possibly Connor McGovern, who hasn't been much good either. An undrafted right tackle who's not looked good at all in training camp.
Center that's fucking inconsistent.
Kind of, not strong enough. It just Cowboys offensive line isn't what it used to be, so Zeke isn't what he used to be. They refused to give the ball to Tony Pollard. They decided to trade away Amari Cooper for no reason. And ultimately, it's just bad. On offense, it's bad. The defense looks okay. Shout out to Dan Quinn. But aside from that, the Cowboys look like they have some question marks for sure. But number 4 is the reason why we had the Cowboys going 12-5.
Yes, 12-5. And again, a lot of it has to do with schedule. 6 of those games are in the NFC East, so
there you go. 5 games there.
It's 5 games there.
And then they played some pretty bad teams.
Yeah,
they played Minnesota, some other bad teams. Houston is another game.
Bears.
Jacksonville, the Bears.
I think.
Yeah.
I think they play Bears.
Yeah.
So there's just bad teams on the schedule. So that's why we have them winning so many. And I'm just being honest. I'm being an honest Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Our schedule's pretty easy this year.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we do what we need to do, we should go 12-5.
And this is the prediction. This is our prediction of we expect the Cowboys to do what they're supposed to do. Now, will they do what they're supposed to do?
That is a question. They definitely could be second in the NFC East.
And barely make the playoffs.
Yeah, and barely make the playoffs. So that is it for the NFC records. Let us know down below or on Twitter what you guys thought. If you agree, disagree. Are we off with the Cowboys? Are the Eagles going to go fucking undefeated? Let us know.
If you think the Eagles are going to be this amazing fucking squad, which again they could be, I need you to explain to me why you just bypass that Jalen Hurts hasn't proven anything. Why you just bypass? He had 17 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Passing, he had more rushing, I think, but
yeah.
I just don't see how your team could go 12-5 and your quarterback throws less than 20 touchdowns. It's hard. It's hard. And he threw, I think, 10 picks. Like that. So it's very difficult, or 9, something like that. So you need to tell me why you have so much confidence in Nick Sirianni, why you have so much confidence in Jalen Hurts, because I don't like when there's inconsistencies with how people feel. Like I trust Dak Prescott, trust Mike McCarthy to an extent, but I mostly trust the defensive coordinator. Nick Sirianni, on the other hand, is like how do you trust that? How do you trust a quarterback? How do you trust this team that hasn't really done anything in the last few years either? So
just because a coach gets fired up doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win games.
And they got a receiver. I mean, they got a couple of good rookies, but sometimes rookies don't even play. Like, what is Jordan Davis going to play over Fletcher Cox? Probably not.
I don't know though. I think he is.
I don't think he's going to play over Fletcher Cox. I think they might want to put him next to each other, but at the same time, they had Javon Hargrave, I think, still on the roster. So it's like Jordan Davis can probably beat out Javon Hargrave, but again, he's a rookie too, so there's only so much the rookies can do. And Nakobe Dean looks okay, but
and then weapons like AJ Brown are only valuable if your quarterback can get them the ball. So can Jalen do that consistently? We'll see.
I just want some explanation on how you feel and why you feel the way you feel about the Eagles. But hey, you feel the Eagles are going to dominate? Let me know as well. Let us know how you feel about all the records that we said for the NFC in the comments on YouTube, or hit us up on Instagram or Twitter at media_mixtape.
I think we'll probably do a fantasy mock draft next week.
Yeah.
So we'll do a fantasy mock draft next week.
A mock draft? Oh,
we'll
do a mock draft and then tell our rosters or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we'll talk about that next week and probably our playoff predictions because we have those as well. So definitely look forward to that. If you guys want to follow us directly, I'm OBJack, OBWEJAC. You can follow Josh
at Josh__G, 2 H and 2 E's. If that's too confusing for you, it should be right here in front of me, but if not, it's in the description wherever you're watching or listening.
Yes, all of our other links are going to be down below, including our reaction channel where we react to videos every week. We're getting back into the flow of things. No videos this week, but there will be more coming soon. So definitely go subscribe to that. That is going to do it for this week's sports episode, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Peace.